Hey everyone, this is Sandy Crane the Heart, and I am back to share this really easy mini album using some new products from Not Too Shabby shop. So it is from the subscription box of the month, and I actually purchased these because I really liked how I really like the colors and the themes. So I'm using this lemon brightness paper. And have used a lot of this paper for this project. I use some ephemera, and then I use this lemon squeezy stamp set, which has that kind of Mediterranean vibe. So this is a 6x6 album, and there's no chipboard to make this. It's very easy. No spine to make. It's actually called a trifold. I think Trifold something pocket. Anyway, I got this from Polly's Paper Studio, and I put the link in the description box. You can see the ephemera right there in the front. It opens like this. You've got up space for a picture, and then here is this one of the envelopes, or one of the pockets, excuse me, that are in this mini album. So we've got this kind of large mat, and it's fully finished, and a large tag, and then it opens up, and then that side mirrors the other side. They're very similar in how they look in the size and everything, big mats. And then we have that large pocket that's there in the middle. And I think it's called a loaded pocket. That's what it is. So I've got a lot of different things in here. I've got this little kind of photo mat little pocket thing that I made right there. And it's finished on the back. Paper is really pretty. And then it just fits right in that large pocket. And then I have this large mat, fully finished, got all the pretty papers. And then another large tag. And I've got a little vellum envelope, and it's got some ephemera pieces in there, just in case the person who gets this wants to embellish some more or add things to it. Then they've got some little embellishments that match. And then here is just a little card, and that fits right in there. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you the really quick tutorial on how to make this, give you the measurements. But like I said, you could visit Polly and see her version, which is more of a shabby chic version than mine. And so you can just see how different, this type of project can look based on how you do it and what kind of papers you use and what kind of embellishments. All right, so what you're going to need is 3 pieces of paper. Let's see, 3 that measure 6x12. One is going to be scored at 2 inches and 3 inches, and one is going to be scored at 9 and 9 3/4. The other 2 pieces are going to be scored in half at 6 inches. And then you can see that I put double-sided tape all around those ones that are scored in half. And that is going to make up our pages. Now for so you can see it's at 2 inches and 3 inches, and then 9 and 9 3/4. And then you have this other piece that measures 4x8. This is for the loaded pocket. And you're going to score at 1.5 and 1, 7 and 7.5, and then on the bottom at 3 and 3.5. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're just going to go ahead. Those little flaps are going to just be, you're going to lift up the tape, and you're you're going to butt up right up against there, as you can see in, how I'm doing it right there. And so you're just going to fold that flap over. And so basically the page is just going to fold over into that flap. It's kind of a really interesting way to do it, so you don't have to make a spine or anything like that. It's all going to just kind of fit together. So then you peel up all the tape and then you just fold it in half. And so that is the first side, and then we're going to do the same exact thing the other side. So that flap right there is just going to get sandwiched between the two, the scored in half piece of paper there. And it makes a really nice album. Really, really easy to do. So it just gets sandwiched in between that 6x12 piece of paper. You take all of your double-sided tape off, and then you just kind of fold it right there on that score line with that, that flap is just sandwiched in between. And that's it. So that's the construction of your album. Now, I didn't trust in the process. One side is 1/4 of an inch bigger, and I thought that is just not going to work. But it really did, because once you start adding things to the album, you're going to add, if you add it the way that I did, that extra 1/4 of an inch helps, so that your album actually ends up lining up really nicely. Gives it that extra space that you need. So I didn't trust in the process at first until I really started decorating, and then it worked. So there you go. So you're going to take your 4x8 piece, and you're going to cut 2 squares right off of the end right there. You can see me doing that. And then you're going to cut 1 more square off of the bottom. And then you're going to just slice right up to that other score line to give you that little square flap that's going to fold in on itself to make this sort of deeper pocket. That gives you that loaded pocket so that you can stuff it with things that have a little bit more dimension. And, you can use this for Happy Mail, or you can just load it up with photo mats for pictures. Or you could put, ephemera and other things, like if you go on a trip and you have brochures and things like that, those fit nicely in that kind of pocket. So I'm just gluing this to create that pocket. And you can see I'm kind of just using some glue to glue that down. And then I'm going to do that right now. And I'm pretty sure that I used score tape to attach it to the middle of my album. But I have to hold it for a little bit just so that the glue has a chance to stick. And now I'm going to use my, my double-sided tape because I want it to stick really well. And I just have a lot more confidence with the tape. That's what I've made albums for years. I've used score tape. And so I'm just going to put it on those 3 sides there. And this fits like exactly perfectly in that space. So if it makes you nervous, you could make this just a scant bit smaller, an 1/8 of an inch or whatever, and that would just give you that extra breathing room in case you're concerned about it fitting in there. But mine fit really well, so I was a little nervous, but no, it fit pretty well. So you can see me like looking at it because I was like, oh, is it going to work? So I'm going to peel off my tape, and I'm going to stick that down. And so this was just a really easy, fun project without having to, pull out my chipboard, even though I have a ton of chipboard. But I have a special cutter that I use to cut my chipboard. So, that's always kind of a pain. So I'm going to set that down, and then you can reach into the pocket and, make sure that that glue is in there. You can stick your hand in there and just kind of press down on that tape. And now you can see it's all ready to go. And I'm just kind of playing around with it just to kind of get it trained to kind of fit the way I want it to. I want it to be a little straight, so I'm kind of fooling around with it. And that's basically the construction of the album. So hopefully you guys had fun watching me make this really quick, easy project. Really, really fun. If you like these colors and how beautiful and vibrant they are, make sure that you visit the Not Too Shabby shop, where you can purchase the whole box, or if you don't want to get the whole box, she does have some of these items a la carte, so that you can just buy them separately, and you can use the coupon code in my description box below. So thank you so much for watching. This is Cindy, Praying with the Heart.